the biggest issue with GDI right now is they're holding 2 Americans hostage. For everyone who just heard that, yes, you're being lied to. The American in custody, Ryan Corbett, is locked in a cell with another American. It's never been made public. The Taliban are actually holding 3 Americans. Last week, the press finally realized it's 2, but they don't even know. So the Taliban's holding 3 Americans. 2 are locked in a cell together, okay?
I forgot to mention this. Is the GDI still holding American hostages?
Yes.
How many?
What I know, it's 3. Who are there, and it was this, I want to say, because I know just his family, this Habibi, he's an Afghan-American citizen, and it was just denied such a long time, no, he's not there, they don't have him. Yes, they have him.
The family, the State Department for so long said, don't say it publicly, we're going to negotiate, we're going to get him out, and they didn't. And the family finally said, hey, we're going to make it public, the Taliban has, our family member. So we are paying them weekly to go after ISIS, and they basically have 2 Americans locked in their basement.
This is verified.
This is verified. They have him.
Do you know where he's being held?
Well, we tried to track him, and the last information what we've got is that already the Haqqani network and Al-Qaeda has him, but where we don't know the location.
What are their plans for this? Are they planning on using our hostages as negotiation?
Oh, yes, that's what they are going to do. That's what they are doing. I mean, it just, you have American citizen, this Ryan Corbett, who is in, as far as I know, his medical condition is deteriorating. Yeah, very fast.
And the worst part is there's kind of like this deteriorating health situation. So it used to be the 2 of them and a Brit. The Brit got out, and he almost died of sepsis, but he basically said, hey, when I was in, the only reason I stayed alive is the 2 Americans in there were like helping me keep me alive, because they're not getting kind of like much food or adequate nutrition. And if you're not feeling your body well, you have organs that break down, it affects the brain. So yeah, we also have 2 Americans who are basically like suffering like severe health consequences in GDI.
Who are they?
Ryan Corbett is one of them. And then the other one hasn't been made public. The other 2 Americans haven't been made public yet because the State Department is doing something. But then the interesting part is, so that's the biggest problem. We should not be giving a penny to the organization holding Americans in their basement.
And it's still there, and you're still sending money. It's just the CIA contractors are passing there every week.
Who are the other 2?
This Habibi I know, and I know Ryan Corbett. The third one, I don't know the name. They were not my focus.
Are they torturing them?
As far as I know, no, except Habibi, they do. Habibi, they do. The U.S. citizens, no, they don't.
Why are they torturing him? What do they want to get out of that?
They believe he played sort of a role in the collecting intelligence about Ayman al-Zawahiri, when he was killed in Kabul. That's what they believe, as far as I know. But I think as really the information I have, they don't touch the U.S. citizens. However, I believe just to know the conditions there, that's already a torture.
Yeah, so, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What kind of negotiations do you think they'll initiate with our hostages?
I think they will play now differently, because of the new administration. I think they keep trying to sell, we are your friends and we are your counter-terrorist partners. I don't know how it's going to work.
How GDI is structured, they have like different departments focused on different things. So they have one department, it's kind of like translates to the immigrants department, and that department solely funds and supports the Pakistani Taliban. So the tricky Taliban Pakistan I told you about, they're the ones doing all the attacks right now in Pakistan. GDI has a unit that just supports them. And the really interesting thing that a lot of people don't understand is the Taliban has gotten really smart, okay? So if you worked in Afghanistan ever, everyone says everything's ISI in Pakistan, right? And then when you work in Pakistan, every attack is, oh, it's the Indians or the Afghans, right? And so the Afghan Taliban is like, why not use that to our advantage? So what they're doing is they're rotating Taliban units into the TTP in Pakistan and being involved in the attacks, right? So they're doing all these attacks. They did like 800 attacks in the last year in Pakistan. They've completely resurged into one of the biggest terrorist groups in the region. Now, think about it. When the Pakistani military comes and kills 8 guys and say, well, 2 are Afghan Taliban, everyone's like, yeah, you're crazy. You're just calling them Afghan because you're Pakistanis and you always did that when they weren't Afghan. So yeah, they're basically doing these attacks right now in Pakistan, part of their Fatah war plan, and nobody actually knows that that's the Afghan Taliban doing it. So that's one department of the GDI, and that affects Pakistan.
What I see globally and also in Afghanistan, that it's a chess game, and it doesn't matter where we step or what we do. It's checkmate. We don't have so many options to do. I'm just telling you an example. Yeah, you have the hostages there. So, yeah, sure. You don't pay anymore? Okay, we kill them. And what you do? You invade Afghanistan. Well, it's not going to be that easy like in 2001. So you won't do that. So you see, we don't have so many options anymore.
I mean, it's going to be a lot harder if we were to go back there. I mean, we've burned all of our allies. Who would come work with us?
Oh, I think there are still. I mean, even, hearing the Taliban that so many are disappointed, they had this holy war propaganda for 20 years, fighting against America, the big evil. And now they realize that actually the Taliban is the same corrupt, as the government was. They are not receiving salary. So they don't have such a good life. I mean, the top they have. So the Taliban, I mean, from the middle level also are not so satisfied.
And to your knowledge, has there been any attempts to recover our hostages?
I don't know.
Is it even being discussed?
I really don't know. I've got a couple of questions, and but they are not my focus. I'm mainly focusing on Al-Qaeda as the central leadership.
Do they have any European hostages?
Oh, they have, not just American. They have, yeah.
How many European hostages?
As far as I know, they have 26.
26
Yes.
European hostages.
Yes.
And is Europe doing anything to recover their hostages?
I don't know. It's. I mean, when I see Europe, it's like there is no communication. I mean, seriously, Europe is not talking about Afghanistan. You don't even find it somewhere mentioned. Oh, yeah, they are talking about, what projects they are funding for the Taliban, and that's it.
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.